He's a fucking troll anyway. He's a fucking troll anyway. He's a fucking troll.
So yeah, welcome tonight. We were gonna have a child star, somebody who I actually looked up. I was really excited. I've been working on this for a month, and I'm gonna I was trying to figure out, do I play nice or do I go into like Dark Dan mode and just like totally fucking bury this guy? Crumb, what do you think? Should I play nice with Bauer or should I just fucking bury him? What do you think?
I say you play nice and try to maybe get an interview. Maybe he'll do it eventually. Did he have a good reason for canceling, or was it just like, did he just fuck you?
Well, in his mind, he would say it's a good reason.
Did he say like we'll do it again? Did he reschedule? Or
No,
you think...
he blocked me on Twitter.
Oh,
and basically told me to. And no, yeah, we negotiated. I was in deep negotiations with one Michael Ray Bauer. Like, I've been working this guy, and I don't know if I drop the DMs, because it's kind of like, I feel like you drop DMs on about someone, that's kind of like the point of no return. That's like crossing the Rubicon.
yeah,
I would say ends a friendship.
I would say don't share DMs, but you could tell us what they said basically without sharing them. Okay. That's the better move. But if he fucked you and it's never going to happen again, then you go Dark Dan, I guess. Is that what you said? Yeah, I would.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of that's like my alter ego, is when I just want to just set fire to the world, and we'll see. But yeah, Ray DeVito, Bauer blocks everyone from the Dabbleverse. So back in March, and next, for those that don't know, Mike, this is our good friend Michael Ray Bauer, the breakout star of one Salute Your Shorts, a classic early 90s Nickelodeon children's show. Michael Ray Bauer, I guess he's sort of Dabbleverse adjacent, so to speak, because Melton and some other people have engaged with him, and he's actually, the communication that I had with him up until about 7 p.m. yesterday, was very pleasant, and he was a very sweet guy, and he actually sent me a lot of like voice messages, which one of these days maybe Dan got fucked by Donkeylips. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. Blue Sky. Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. Dan got porked by Donkeylips. I played into his game. I thought he would be a man of his word. This is the problem that I have. So, and Crumb, I don't know if you run into this at all with some of these people on the internet culture, but I have a day-to-day job where I do business and negotiations and contracts, and people pay money for services and things that I sell. Donkeylips' NPS's Michelle Kaku. That was, I think that's a Jimmy Norton reference when he was blowing off Jimmy. Yeah. But usually I like to take a man at his word, right? Somebody says they're gonna, they put their word to something, they're gonna honor that deal. But I don't know if it's a generational thing. I don't know if it's like an internet thing where people are just really flaky. It's almost like internet dating too, where people like ghost each other and stuff. Like, there's just no respect for anybody these days. No respect for like you agreeing to something, and people will just fucking flake at a minute's notice. Have you noticed that, Crumb? Do you find that these days?
Yeah, totally. Especially on the internet. It's very easy to do because there's no face to face. It's over text usually, and you don't really have to ever really talk to the person again if you don't want to. It's easy to block them. So there's a lot of that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I don't know if it's cultural or generational, because this guy's he's my age, so it's not but true. He's also retarded. I think he's a retarded person, so I think it's hard for him because he's dumb not to get into the Dabbleverse. He could be making money.
So okay, so I'm gonna throw a question out, and actually I'm gonna ask the chat. How much do you think I was gonna pay Michael Ray Bauer to come on for a between 1 to 2 hour show tonight? How much was I willing to pay Michael Ray Bauer for a one-off appearance to come on this show? Now, I've got no super chats or super tips or anything. There was no revenue that was coming in. How much do you think I negotiated with Michael Ray Bauer for him to come on the show? And Crom, I'll start with you. What you think you're getting?
I would say 500. I would think you offered him 5.
500. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's see what we got in the chat. 4 Stonies drink tickets.
Yeah.
3 antisocial. 250. Mr. Blue Sky. $2,000.
$2,000. Damn.
That would be high. Jeff Closer. $200. Any other guesses? Anyone else wanna throw out a guess here before I give it up? All right. Drum roll, please. $200. Jeff
No.
Closer got it. $200 with also the thought process that I would have him back if things worked out. I'd have him back, maybe not for $200, but maybe he could be a recurring guest, and I'd throw, kind of give him like the KB $50, sort of thing. You show up for an hour or half hour or something. So we negotiated this. So this goes, like I said, goes back to March 19th. I actually pitched him $50, and he came back. He said he wanted $500.
Yeah, see. I knew 500 was probably in there somewhere.
Yeah. So that was where the negotiation. I started at 50. He came back at 500. So Michael Ray, by the way, I still want you to come on the show. That's why I'm not showing the DMs. I don't want to burn you. He got the wrong idea. I tweeted last night that I was having him on the show, and I used a GIF or a GIF or whatever you call them, because I love doing GIFs. Anybody that follows me on Twitter X knows this. And it was a picture of him like eating popcorn or something. It looked fine, like innocuous to me. It didn't look that bad, but I guess there was some connotation with it that it was like made him look bad, or that I was trolling him in some way. I just tried to pick a GIF of him as an adult, doing something. And that was the first one. It was either that or some fucking Donkeylips shit from 30 years ago that doesn't even look like him. Looks like a kid.
Maybe he thought you were like, that's like the drama, like, oh, get ready because there's going to be drama. Get your popcorn ready kind of thing. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah, he just like totally read into it. He thought I was going to troll. I was going to fucking pump this guy's tires.
That's what I'm saying. He
I was going
has
to make
no
Michael Ray Bauer a
self-esteem.
fucking star. You totally got the wrong idea of what I was trying to do, Michael Ray Bauer. I was trying to like really pump you up, and I was going to defend you, and like frankly, I wanted to fucking hear about Salute Your Shorts. I wanted to hear about those fucking chicks on the show, even though they were teenagers or whatever. Like, I'm sure he had a crush on a couple of them. I was
going to ask you, actually, did you watch that show? Is that in your time frame? Like
100%. 100%. It was right in my. I mean, I was probably on the older end of it, right? Because I think we're the same age. I think we've talked about this. Like, I'm in my late 40s.
I'm 46.
So like, I'm 47. So like. So yeah, I absolutely watched Salute Your Shorts when it was like live on the air, and Nickelodeon's probably of that era, probably the Nickelodeon show that I probably watched the most. I didn't watch a lot of the other ones. I kind of grew out of them. There were some, what's funny? I used to watch. I don't know if you remember. You Can't Do That on Television.
Oh yeah,
that show.
Love that show.
Great. That was so funny. It was all these Canadian kids, and in fact, it was a young Alanis Morissette was on that show, and some other young Canadian little comedian kids. That
was like SNL for us as kids, I think. Kind of. That's how I always thought of it. Like that was like the kid SNL.
Yeah, and it was very like irreverent, and it was rude, and they barf. Yeah. So it was just like, it was very politically incorrect. It was one of my favorite shows growing up. And then Salute Your Shorts was not quite as irreverent, but it was funny, but it was it had kind of like summer camp humor, and it was funny. I thought it was for a kid show. It was entertaining enough where even as I think I was a teenager almost at that point, but it still was like entertaining to me. It still was pretty funny.
Yeah, I was like in 8th grade, I think, when that shit was on. That redheaded kid always annoyed me though, because he had been in some other movies, and he was just an annoying, douchey kind of character and everything. The redheaded kid with the mullet.
Yes. Yeah. What was his name?
He was on Silver Spoons, I think, wasn't he? Love that movie.
Yeah.
That show.
Not Danny Pintaro. I should have had this. I used to know. Fucking
I actually looked at Michael Ray Bauer's reel today on YouTube.
Oh, did you?
just in case, like hoping he changed his mind and I could have been on with him. I could get some questions from his reel. He's shared the screen with a ton of fucking like decent actors in his career. I mean, they're literally for like 3 or 4 seconds on sitcoms, but still. Yeah, guy.
He had some good cameos. He was on like an episode of X-Files one time. He had a very famous Super Bowl commercial that he was in for AMP or something, Mountain Dew
Mountain
amp or
Dew.
something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he
Danny
was on
Cooksey, who played
that guy.
Budnick,
Yeah.
Budnick on Salute Your Shorts. This was the one. This is the chick I wanted to ask him about. This fucking broad. Her name Heidi Lucas. Is that? But she. What, oh no, the black chick was Venus de Milo. I knew one of them had a funny name, Venus de Milo. But
these kids are all our age now. Well, we were their age then, I guess, so to speak.
yeah, they're all like exactly my age. So that's the funny thing. There was a really funny Salute Your Shorts reunion show or event that I think Michael Ray Bauer recorded it, and he came off like, and sorry if you're watching, Michael, all due respect, but he kind of came off as probably the most immature of the group. Like, just he seemed a little stunted. The rest of them were like adults, and he was kind of like really excited and still like kind of reliving the glory days.
He's like, "Do you guys want to go to Dave and Buster's after?" And they're like, "No, dude, we got to go home to our wife and kids and shit, weirdo." But no, I'm sorry. I'm sure one day you'll get married, Michael Ray Bauer. It's in the future.
So yeah, so I had it all planned out. I wanted to really like ask him questions about Salute Your Shorts, find out about the characters, find out, I actually wanted to ask him too about Dan Schneider. Did you ever meet Dan Schneider, the creepy Nickelodeon producer that was like obsessed with feed and was supposedly like harassing all the young girls on Nickelodeon? So I had it all planned out. We negotiated it. I got him down. So he said, "Not available Thursday, my good sir. And if I'm going to be on a Dabbleverse podcast, of which I'm not as of yet," he wrote like these big long messages to me. "But at a later date, after I've done some homework and get a feel for some podcasters, etc., my basic rate is $200 for up to 1.5 hours, non-negotiable." So I was like, "I'll do that. I'll do 200. You throw out $200. I'll do $200 for a Michael Ray Bauer exclusive. I'll do it." Now, he ends up going on with fucking Keanu in between that I didn't even realize. And there's no way Keanu gave him $200. I think he just went on because she's a chick. And he just wanted some attention from a girl, from a lady.
Yeah. He saw a lady and he's like, oh, yeah, sure. Fucking, he's a weird dude.
Yeah,
Very
it's so
weird.
funny. And then he was sending me these messages. Then I went to, so I was traveling for work. I was gone for 3 weeks. So that kind of fucked me, right? Anytime you get, and this is a good lesson for any of those guys out in the online dating game. Once you get a date scheduled with a girl, have the date as soon as possible before she flakes on you, because the longer you wait, the more like it ain't going to happen. And it's the same thing with Michael Ray Bauer and getting him on the show. Once I didn't have him get on the show that first week, I knew I was in trouble. So he sent me his PayPal earlier this week. I sent him $100 on PayPal.
What?
I sent him 50%. So because I reached out to him on Monday and I said, "Hey, are we still on for this Thursday?" And he said, "Yes, we're on it. But again, if I have the right, if I feel disrespected or bombarded or tricked in any manner, to remove myself from the show. I still fear really bad trolls or tricks or setups, etc." And I said, "Okay, I get it. I'm not here to troll. Like I'm gonna protect. I'm not gonna put up chats that are harassing you or trolling you. Like, but I just ask that you, in good faith, stick around as long as we're we're not doing that. If you're getting trolled, then I would understand. If you felt like you got backed into something, that you could leave. But just in good faith, know that I'm not going to allow that to happen. And if so, then I'm going to send you $100 now, and then I will send you the other 100, after the show, just to make sure that you kind of basically show up." And he came back to me. He said, Thank you. Got the first $100, and I would also require the second $100 be paid before the podcast, not after. And yes, I will definitely stick around for an hour if I'm not completely bombarded or have issues with yourself or the guest. And if there's any questions that are asked of me, if I'm not comfortable, I'm just going to avoid it and try to move along. I'm sorry to ask for all these prerequisites. I mean, this is like Van Halen. I was waiting for the no brown M&Ms. Take the brown M&Ms out of the jar. But I have been sideswiped and taken advantage of by multiple casters that claim me being on the show is not a hit piece, but it always became that. And that's where I now have to draw the line. I thank you for paying my guest fee, and I'm sure if you want to take the podcast in a positive place, we're going to have a great time. Thank you very much. And then he called me Danny. And I'm also going to add my email so you can send the link the day of the podcast so I can join it. And if you want me to do any promotions on my end, please let me know. And I will do show out of respect for you and your podcast as well. I want to build both our podcasts. I don't want to destroy them with bad faith, Dabbleverse bullshit. I hope you understand. God bless. Thank you so very much. This was Monday at 10 p.m. So I'm like, dude, we're on like fucking Donkey Kong. And I started like telling people I'd been kind of holding back on, kind of because I knew the minute that I start talking about or promoting it, it's going to fall through, which of course, sure enough, it did. So yeah, I said, awesome, Michael, totally with you, all on board. So Monday night is when he didn't actually back out yesterday. He backed out Monday night. By the way, you're off to a good start, sarcasm, with the lolcow meme of me eating food in promotion. I'll give you this one as a write-off. And once again, I'm not accepting payment. So he already started I put this tweet to promote it, and then he already starts backtracking, getting cold feet, and says I'm like
the food. It was the food in the picture that he didn't like.
He didn't like that he was.
Well,
eating
now you
food.
know.
Okay. And then
you can't show me eating because I'm fat. Why would you do that? Because you're fat and you're eating.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's not any like recent adult pictures of you not being big. I wasn't trying to I tried to get something that actually wasn't that bad, and he didn't like it. So then I asked him, like, would you prefer like one of your headshots that I use and promote it? He also says, and no matter what happened, I do not owe you any money back, as I fear.
What?
You might try to make this an event that the Dabbleverse can talk about for months with content against me saying I owe you money or I didn't live up to my end of the bargain or whatever else you might possibly be trying to do. And I said, I'll take down the tweet. Sorry, no disrespect meant. Can I do another picture to kind of promote this thing? And you knew what you were doing. Please don't act like you don't. This is actually off to a bad start, in my opinion. You definitely are trying to amp up the Devilverse a little bit to gain popularity. And then he said, I will cross promote on my channel as well and talk up your podcast to the best of my ability, even though it's called Nice Podcast Stupid. I wonder who the stupid people are. LOL. So he's just like,
he's got no sense of humor.
You got no sense of humor. And I said, I want to continue the interview. I'm sorry, I got off to a bad start. And then he's like, this is not working out for me. So I went and sent you so to his credit, he did send a refund back. Although I need to check Venmo and make sure it happened. This is not working out for me. So I sent you a refund and I'm canceling the appearance on your podcast. I'm having too many concerns and fears about the way our interaction is happening, even before the podcast. Good luck with your show. Take care, Michael Bauer. And then so he sent me the link, and then he blocked me.
What a fucking weirdo, dude. No wonder he has no business, or he has no acting gigs. He's a fucking wackadoodle.
Like, this is a guy that goes online and is crying about paying his rent, and he's getting kicked out and might lose his place to live. And I was going to send him $200 and be it like I was going to be supportive of the guy.
He's dumb. So it's like when Chad in Atlantic City, someone offered him $500 to do 2 minutes of stand up in KB's room, and he didn't do it. It's like, it's $500. It's 2 minutes. Who cares? I don't know.
One thing I've noticed about
maybe I would do anything for $500 if it's like something that I do all the time anyway. I'm
Dr. Remulus.
Dr. who?
Pardon? Dr. Remulus.
Dr. Remulus?